So far. Yeah.
Can you talk about developmentally how it happens? Well, you're probably going to answer my own question, but I notice if I have shame about something I do, it's not a big deal, but that can so easily get converted into shame about who I am.
Yes.
And so I'm assuming something happened developmentally for me where my behavior as a child was somehow confounded with who I was as a person. Could you just talk about that in terms of shame?
Yeah. As I said earlier, I emphasize this so much. This happens to all of us. Our nervous systems don't distinguish between, oh, it's bad to pick up rats and I'm bad if I pick up dead rats. And also nervous systems don't change programming. Those neural networks are there to stay once they get encoded. And so to change them, we need to include them in larger, more sophisticated neural networks. Now, what does that mean? So you do something you're ashamed of, and you go, I feel like a bad person. So you tolerate it. Now, let's say you're going with your defenses. Blame somebody else, that stuff. Or, let me see, I'll avoid it. I'll eat something. There's a beer here, I'll drink it. This isn't beer. I'll take drugs. I'll go work out. I'll do something. I'll achieve. And now we start dealing with the enneatypes. Yeah. Enneatype 1 will go out and try to be perfect. Enneatype 7 will go out and have stimulation. Enneatype 6 will go, or 2 will go search somebody and secretly feel superior. Enneatype 3 will go achieve something. Enneatype 4 will do something to be special. I mean, these things. And these things are soothing. But they're not addressing the basic issue. And Almas the whole theory of holes is a genius theory. A.H. Almas, the guy who wrote Inner Journey Home, he's a diamond approach transmitter. He says that all the personality types basically are adaptations to us being disconnected from God. And this is a big deal. This is great. These things happen for a reason. And so I get ashamed of myself. And so first I have to be aware of that. Okay, then I need to tolerate that. And as I tolerate that, I need to accept, at this point, the pain of feeling like a bad person. And then I need to act on it. And the way I act on it interiorly is I go, Keith, you're a good person who right now feels like a bad person. And what you're doing right now will change that. And then move on to the next thing. If I do that 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, I'll make the same mistake and then feel guilty about the mistake, but feel like a good person. It feels like I have eliminated the shame response. I haven't. My nervous system has created neural networks that are larger and more sophisticated that automatically regulate that Keith is bad into Keith did a bad thing, changed into Keith's a great guy. When he does a bad thing, he feels ashamed about it and then changes it. And you'll notice as you do this, that when you make a mistake and hurt somebody, that there'll be a sense of urgency to talk to them and apologize. Can't wait to call them and tell them I'm sorry. Why? Because I know that as I make that action, I'll feel better. And then, we might call them at 2 in the morning. I'm sorry I was, what the fuck? Should we have 2 in the morning? Okay? But then I go a little farther, I refine it. Yeah, I decide to call them, but I don't call them at 2 in the morning. I call them at 10 because they're, maybe at 2 because they're not a morning person. And then call them at 2, I'm sorry. And then the decision to call them, that is the action that causes me to be able to let it go. It just keeps on going, level after level after level after level. And again, here we come with self-aware consciousness. I'm going to go back to evolution now for a moment.